Brothers and sisters, welcome to our today's program of LEO NJO LEO of the 3rd of November 2018. My name is Odon Bulamba. I'm the one who is going to share with you some news of the DRC, of the Congo Democratic Republic of, for the next few or several minutes. Therefore, I'll ask you to be with us, to listen to us, and to follow and watch our program together with other Congolese people and friends of the Congo. Before starting, let me remind you that on Saturday, around 7 p.m., today around 7 p.m. time of New York, we'll have a reflection time where people are invited to share their viewpoint about the DRC. So you are invited. During that program, we'll talk about two topics. The first one will be about the leaders of the opposition of the Congo somehow are splitted. They split, and by splitting, it means that the opposition is splitted. So a group of them agrees and want to go to the election with or without the voting machine, while another group is not ready to go to those elections with that voting machine. Opinions are opposed to each other, and we don't know what is going to happen. So what is your views on that? Some people believe that that decision of the decision of Tshisekedi to go to the election with or without the machine is far way better, because Tshisekedi has got a vision and he can talk, he can advise, he can see what is coming. But for other people, they believe that Tshisekedi is just breaking the unity of the opposition. Therefore, it should be there, unite with others and work together. And the second point that we'll talk about during our reflection is the fact that during the weekend, last weekend, on Friday, the opposition of the Congo did a rally, and the following day on Saturday, the members of FCC, the front, Congolese front, common, something like that, common Congolese front, or you know, so this group of common Congolese front, or common front for Congolese, has organized a rally in Tata Rafael Stadium in Kinshasa, where apparently several people participated. And we want to know, what are your views? What can we do? What lesson can we learn from those events that took place during the weekend? So those are the topics that we'll talk about today on Saturday at 7 p.m. time of New York, or again, it will be 6 p.m. in Chicago, or 4 p.m. in Los Angeles, and 1 p.m. in Honolulu. So that's for today. So let us now go to our headlines. Straight away, we are going to Congo Central, where local NGOs welcome agreement on Inga 3 project. A peaceful demonstration was done in Beni by teachers. Teachers are claiming that insecurity is now on top of the list as a priority, because they want insecurity to be removed from their province. 5 dead and 26 homes looted in 14 days in Bagira. Here we are in the town of Bukavu in South Kivu. Moses Katumbi, Vital Kamere, John Peter Bemba, Martin Fayulu, Nang and others, they have given to Kone Nanga an ultimatum. Those are the points that we are going to develop, and at the end of our talking, I will do a type of comment, just a short comment about the elections today. Where are we going with the election? Let's go straight away to our details about this news. Now we go to the Congo Central Province. Here we are in Boma, where 55 delegates of NGOs of Congo Central welcome the agreement on the project of construction of hydroelectric dam Inga 3. Project that they consider to be beneficial for the Congo Central population as well as that of the DRC in general. The coordinator of the Center for the Promotion and Education of Communities has declared that the current of Inga 3 is for export. The power, the electricity, that's what we call current, that Inga 3 is going to produce will be for sale. So Congo will sell energy. But when people of the Inga 3 will complete their task, they will automatically rehabilitate Inga 1 and 2 for the domestic purpose for the Congolese people. The agreement they signed with the government of the Congo recognizes that they have to rehabilitate Inga 1 and Inga 3 and Inga 2, to support the Congolese people who live 90% of their time without electricity. However, reading other reports from the Global Economics, it sounds like only 9 million households will benefit from the electricity which will be produced by Inga, and 7 million of that production will be consumed in Kinshasa, and the remaining 2 million will be given or shared or dispatched to the people of the province. Straight away we go to Beni, where on Friday the 2nd of November in the city of Beni, Nord-Kivu, a peaceful demonstration or rally of the Federation or Union of Teachers was organized to denounce the continuing insecurity which affect the education of children within the province. According to teachers, the Congolese army and the MONUSCO are not able to curb the repeated insecurity in Beni and implore the deployment of a force like Artemis. Pascal Tembo Muliwavyo is a permanent secretary of Sinecat, said we would like the massacres to end in order to provide quality education for our children. We have been suffering for a long time now at home. This will lead us straight away in Bagira, which is in Bukavu. The last 2 weeks of October in Chikonyi, Kanoshe, and Mulambule neighborhood in Bagira, in the community of Kadutu, were weeks of pain, grinding teeth, and crying. 5 people lost their lives, and 26 homes were looted by gunmen. In its monthly report published on Friday, the 2nd of November 2018, the Civil Society of Bagira reported that no security measure is planned to put an end to this insecurity created by the armed robbers or armed bandits who constantly assault the inhabitants of the community of Bagira. The people of Bagira believe that this insecurity is due to the weakness of the operation to Jiking, which means, it's a Swahili word, which means protect ourselves, which was launched by the governor of South Kivu province, following the renewed insecurity in the city. They also believe that the lack of the police station in part of Bagira community can also be the other cause for the insecurity. Furthermore, they believe that the presence of policemen or police officers and the military living among the inhabitants can also be the cause of the trouble. Moreover, they believe that the proliferation of strong alcoholic beverage sale houses, it can also be another reason, but also an uncontrolled movement of people settling in the municipality is another issue. But according to the mayor of Bagira community, he asserts that the security situation of his entity or of his community is much better in comparison to other parts of the city of Bukavu. Straight away, we go to the event which took place on Thursday, 1st of November, where John Peter Bemba, Vital Kamere, Moses Katumbi, Martin Fayulu, Freddy Matungulu and Adolphe Muzito, Theodore Ngoi and Mary Jose Ikofu filed a note or a memorandum to the Independent National Electoral Commission, which is known as Seni. In this note or this memorandum, signed on the 29th of October, these eight leaders of the opposition drew the attention of Kone Nanga, president of Seni, to consider their claim by the 3rd of November. They say, let's ask the Seni immediately to put aside the machine to vote, an instrument not provided for by the electoral law, to take precautionary measures to complete deletion in the electoral roll of the person unlisted irregularly without fingerprinters, to put a technical commission in charge of monitoring the measures imposed by your decision to publish electoral calendar. These opposition leaders say they have other pressure alternatives in case their request is not taken into consideration. They said, we hope therefore that you will pay particular attention to our memorandum and follow up no later than November the 3rd, which will prevent us from considering other actions of mobilization of the population. As a reminder, after the opposition march of Friday, 26th of October, the opposition has deposited a memorandum to Seni on which they recalled their demand on the current electoral process. So this is what we are supposed to talk to you about as our news in brief, but let us jump to a quick comment before maybe we finish this news. In 50 days, Congolese people are going to face the polls. In the same context, it remains only 20 days for the Congolese people to start to hear the drums and trumpets or all the mean of the electoral campaign. So it is necessary to remind the Congolese electors that these elections put us in front of a choice that I will call the crossroad of the future of the DRC. From this crossroad, we will choose our route, our path, a road to happiness or a road to misfortune. This will be the choice of the best leader or the worst. Remember, the election will allow us to make our choice only once, and it will be only on one day, the 23rd of December 2018. Of course, if the election will be held. That's the only day. It may rain, thunder may be there, it may be hot, it may be, I don't know how the season will be, but Congolese who qualify to vote, they should go to process, to vote and choose who will be the next leader of our country, of our community. Normally, and I should even say it is fundamental to ensure peace, security, and success to this great historic day. Every election in any country, to be a good election, people will talk about peace. It was done peacefully, the security was there, and also we can see at the end of the day, success, and make that day to be an unforgettable day. Looking at the situation of Congo now, I should say that, okay, let me consider maybe peace and security. Looking at the eastern part of the Congo is torn apart by wars and assassinations. Kidnapping has become the center of daily life throughout the country. Infiltration of foreigners, armed or unarmed, is common currency in the DRC. The alarming situation of rape of mothers, sisters, girls, boys, old age people continues to multiply. With all the miserable or unlivable conditions that the Congo has been crossing, are we really ready to go to the elections? And if we are going to the elections, who are we going to vote for? And who is going to bring our peace back and to secure our country? The questions that I ask myself, will these elections be successful? Truly, Congolese are invited to make a choice of their own future and that of their family or their community. This choice must be made in a clear way, in a climate of confidence between Congolese, among us Congolese first, then between us the Congolese people and our politicians, and finally between us Congolese and the CENI, and also it can be between the politicians and CENI. So there must be somehow this type of interaction. We must have that climate of confidence. However, or unfortunately if you want, there is no clarity in everything that CENI has been preparing for these coming elections. Everything is undermined. And whenever things are undermined, who is going to accept the results of these elections? For instance, the use of the voting machine. I would say there is no agreement between CENI and some political actors. Of course, the presidential majority, people of Kabila, and some opposition parties are ready to go to the election with or without the voting machine. Nonetheless, that cannot be stopped the other side of the opposition, especially the 7 big political parties, to say that we are not going to that election if the voting machine is on our way. That voting machine must be removed from the electoral process. The opposition requests that the electoral file be cleaned up, and CENI deaf ears. They block their ears. Of course, the presidential majority and others are ready to go to the polls with those fraudulent cases. They are ready for it, but others are not. As a reminder, as I said, we have got only 20 days before the electoral campaign or election campaign starts. But to now, CENI continues to respond with silence. I'm wondering, though political parties which are not ready to proceed to go to the election with the tricked voting machine. Are they going to start campaigning and encouraging the electors to go and vote for them or vote for us, for the chosen leaders of the opposition that they will present to us, regardless of those machines to be removed from the process or not? What is going to happen between there? Let us wait and see. Let me think a little bit about the voting security. I'm wondering who will be there to take care of the security and who will do what? What roles are people going to do? Who will ensure the safety of the voters? Who will ensure the safety of the candidate? Who will ensure the safety, or will just keep an eye on the voices? That's what we call the vote or the polls. Because so far we know that they'll be tricked, but who will be there to supervise, to keep an eye so that trickery cannot be done? And again, who will be there to witness all the steps that Beni will take on that day of the vote? I know clearly, and you will be maybe on my side on that, the climate of trust has no place within the Congolese community. People don't trust each other. Among us Congolese, between ourselves, we can frankly, clearly see the presence of regionalism. People from tribes will talk about tribalism. I belong to this tribe, I belong to such group, I belong to such I am from such province. I will only stick with my province or my tribe. So division reigns among Congolese, to the point that we may find ourselves in a big dilemma of not choosing the right candidate for the country, because we want only to choose the candidate who belongs to our tribe, who belongs to our province, who belongs maybe, who is from the same province as me, or is maybe who is from the same, who speaks the same language as me, because sometimes we can have one language which can be spoken in 1 or 2 provinces or 3. And if that is the case, then we'll put nails in, we'll insert nails in our heart ourselves, we'll kill ourselves. Because the voters of the Congo, to be honest, they don't really go deep and see the interest of the entire country as a whole, but they can only consider, or mostly consider, the interest of their own province. It's true that this practice is not only limited into the Congo, because in other countries also it has been happening, such as the case of Kenya, where Luos or Jaluos stood next to Kikuyus, and the Kikuyus wanted, Kikuyus wanted to continue to govern the country, to lead the country, and Jaluos also were like, we should maybe come together as Jaluos and vote someone who will also be our leader. Our turn is coming. We need to find someone who will represent us, who can speak the same language as us, who will be our son or our daughter. And that is common not only in Africa, but all over the world. So tribalism is something that has been there. And it has got a big impact on the elections. And whenever people are not careful with who they are choosing, why they are choosing that person, then they will end up to vote according to their feelings or tribal attachment, or again, provincial or province of origin attachment, which will mislead us. And we may end up to find a candidate who is useless, who does not even understand what he should or she should do for the country. And that will deepen our country in sorrow and misery. Furthermore, many voters prefer instead of giving their candidate, their voice or their choice to one individual who is competent enough, because that person does not belong to them, they think it's better to give it to someone who is useless, whom they believe that he can speak the same language as them. Regardless of having a big political party, regardless of having a big group of people chatting behind you, that is not a guarantee that whenever you go to the election, you'll be the winner. Truly, people may do some type of studies. For instance, there was a study which was done just a few days ago, and people were trying to find out who could be the next president of the Congo. Those type of studies, yes, of course, they will take just a sample to question, to interview a number of people, but those type of things, those projections are not the reality. It does not necessarily mean that if 20, 60 or 100 people who were just like a sample of the interview spoke positively about you, that means that you'll become the president or you'll become the next minister. No. Normally and very often, it doesn't work that way. You can see this example, as I told you last time, from France, Macron became a president. You can see from America with Donald Trump, and so on and so forth. However, as we are going now to the election, we should start to think carefully about who we are going to choose, especially if the elections will be held. Someone asked me today, can Felix Tshisekedi become the next president of the Congo? And I say, yes, he may become the president of the Congo on some conditions. And if he qualifies, I insist, then why not? And the first qualification will be, if Felix Tshisekedi work together with the other leaders of the opposition, then they choose him to be their representative, their common candidate. Then if the voting machine, the stolen machine or stealing machine is put aside, Tshisekedi will have the chance to win his election. But even if he is the common candidate, candidate or the common representative for the others, as a candidate, with that machine, stealing machine, it will be impossible for Tshisekedi Felix to win the election. However, if Tshisekedi will continue in the path that he is actually, saying that, okay, with or without the voting machine, I'll go to the elections, and other side is saying we are not going to that election with that machine, let us split, then it will be another challenge. And he cannot win. Because we don't have to forget that the FCC, the people of presidential majority, people of Kabila, behind that platform, there are several political parties. And those political parties also have got people behind them. They have supporters. We should never and ever think that, okay, whenever we say opposition, we can see 90% or 80% of the Congolese population. No. Those people also have got theirs. Although they are not saying a word, they keep it for themselves because they know that if I say a word, my neighbors will hate me, people will be against me. They are waiting the day of the election. Whenever they will be there in front of their poll, they will choose whoever they want and no one will question them because no one will see. It will be their own secret. On the other hand, Tshisekedi may also win the election, but after winning, what may happen? What might happen? After winning the election, Tshisekedi might be there. Yes, I'm ready now. I've won the election. We may wake up the next morning, according to the information that I have in my hand here now, and the government of the Congo will stand up and will say, look, we have got an issue with Felix Tshisekedi. His diplomas. And this, what I'm telling you, is not an assumption. It's something which is on the plan of the people of FCC. They will come back and say, look, he has got diplomas, and those diplomas, those qualifications need a verification, need such and such and such. Because they have set this trap. They believe that, okay, Tshisekedi will be chosen as the common leader of the opposition, then something will happen. Or again, if he will go to election and all of us will vote for him, then in case he becomes someone, there is a simple way to put him aside. And this issue will be surfacing. Why that? Because Kabila wants to continue to reign. He wants to continue to be the president of the Congo for as long as he can. So creating trouble, creating discomfort, creating, separatism will allow him to continue to lead for a long time. Furthermore, another information I received less than 30 hours now, where it's someone just has highlighted that to me to say, this story of Shadari was kept aside. All was quiet. Suddenly, the European Union have decided to bring this issue up again. And there are rumors, I won't call them just rumors, but there is some information saying that Kabila as the one who has brought this issue back. And he wants to betray his own candidate, his own dauphin if he wants. And by betraying him, he knows that FCC will say, we don't have any other candidate. How can we hold the the election without a candidate? Better to not have the election. And in the meantime, Kabila will continue to lead for some time. So if he creates trouble in the opposition, he creates trouble also on his side, the presidential majority, there will be a disaster and nothing will move forward. And finally, you have to remember, among our people, our candidate, those from the majority or the presidential majority, and those from the opposition, there is a number of them who are corrupt. And they are ready to sell the country, maybe for a cup of coffee. They are ready to betray the nation for their own interest, because they want just to make money, if not making money, just to be, to be proud, to be given that title, and people can call them a sir, boss, or, all of those big terms, big names, and for them that's enough. They can give orders and people can listen to them. And for that, some of them have been sacrificing the entire nation. However, Congolese people have got eyes now, we have got ears, we have got the brain to think, should we just choose them because they belong to our tribes? Should we just choose or elect them because they are coming from the same provinces as us? Or should we choose a proper leader who will be a good person, a good leader for the entire country? And talking about Seni, as I say, and there's a High Court of the Congo is just, those are just donkeys for Kabila. He rides them how he wanted, when he wants. So we understand that those institutions are there for him. So all is mine, all is, everything is undermined in this coming election. Article 71 of the electoral law says that the election will be by ballot. And Seni has planned 660 ballot papers in each polling station, regardless of the actual number of voters. Seni will give to every single polling station 660 ballot papers. However, some polling stations don't have 660 number of voters. Others have got 200, others maybe 40, others 180, others 400. So now, if some polling stations are only expecting 120 voters, for instance, and they were given 660 ballots, who knows what the remaining ballot papers are going to do or are going to be used for? So that is one suspicious thing. Although although there will be witnesses in all the polling stations, but who is going to do the follow-up when it will be time to transmit the result to the Beni central server? Because witnesses can be there in the polling station, looking left and right who has voted and counting, but it will be a time where that information will be transferred to the electronic central server in Kinshasa or at Beni's office. Who is going to be a witness? And so far, transparency is not there. Things are not clear. At the moment, only Beni has the right to gather all the information and then publish the results. Someone commented and said, look, in 2011, they gave the opportunity for every polling station to speak loudly, to inform the nation about who was the winner. True, that's good. But now, because they want to destroy the election, their purpose is not to organize it. They won't do that. They will end up by telling you, okay, there is no networking, the internet doesn't work, WhatsApp doesn't function, YouTube doesn't function. They will lock or block all those communication things. And remember, as Corneille Nangaa said, that day we will not have the internet. There won't be connections of those machines to the internet. That's what he said. What is going to happen, I do not know. But somehow it can clearly be seen that transparency isn't there so far. Why can't Corneille Nangaa call maybe those leaders of the opposition, the candidate for the presidential, to come and sit around him or next to him and to receive all together the information from all the polling stations all over the country? Be with them in the server central office where the information is landing, and all of them, they can really testify, or maybe their delegate can be there to testify. Really, we have seen things, the way that they were treated, the way that the information was received, we were present and all was fine. Furthermore, Beni can also invite the international observers to take part on that exercise. By them being there during that exercise, it will make things to work perfectly. It will make things to move forward in a right way. And that will ensure the credibility of the result. It's true that people of the Congo have got the goodwill to organize and to participate in the coming elections. But opinions are divided. The work is not less. It's a huge work. And time in front of us is very short. Only 50 days today. And our country is so big. Our country is large. And with a large country such as Congo, where we don't have communication, we have got difficulties with our roads, our communicating systems, telephones, and so on. Everything doesn't work. What is going to happen? And furthermore, we come now across a group of people who they don't know, or they forget that, they don't know that, okay, we are allowed to do whatever we want. People are living like, you know, they do what they want, when they want, how they want, and by any ways that they want. We have got also people who have no idea about what we call faith or law. They don't respect neither their faith or conscience. They don't also respect the law. Those are people who can easily kill their father or their mother for their own interests. They can easily sacrifice anything or anyone because they want to become something. Therefore, there are also people who do not know God and they do not know the devil. Those type of people exist in the Congo. Who is going to say what? What is going to happen next? May God bless the Congo. May God guide us. May God be with us in everything that we do, in every step that we'll take. We want God directions. So Congo will continue to be one country, united country. We will be together, holding hands, holding hearts, supporting each other, and we'll win the elections. Accept it or not, if the election will be held in a proper way, Congolese people are going to see a change in their leadership of their country. Once again, thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for watching us, for being next to us, for supporting us in every step that we make. May God bless the Congo. If this is your first time to watch us, we will invite you to go to our YouTube channel, LEO NJO LEO, and you may subscribe. Secondly, if you like our program, why not to click on I like, and then that will go also to other people or share our videos with other people so that they can be able to be with us from time to time. Thank you very much for your time. I wish you a wonderful day, a wonderful morning, a wonderful afternoon, and hope to talk to you in the next coming days for our reflection program. Thank you. God bless the Congo. See you soon.